What's up, guys? It's Gamer back with another video, boys. I know it's been a while now. I'm just kidding. It hasn't been that much time since I posted last. By the way, guys, just want to tell you the schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Yeah, that's Saturdays I will be posting on War Forbids. Now to go a little bit more detail about that. Tuesday I'll be posting any weapon classes or update on Modern Warfare, because Modern Warfare updates on Tuesdays regularly. Now, the Fortnite event recently just happened, meaning I think I don't know exactly what day. I think it's 2 days after or day after the Fortnite update for Season 3 will be coming out. I'll have a video on me playing some gameplay. I might not sure if I'm going to have a solo win or a win in that, just because I might not play it a lot, just because I'm kind of getting bored of it, no lie. Just really sees how this season's going to turn around. Now, in today's video, I'm going to show you some of my Warzone classes, and I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about them. And that's pretty much it. It's going to be a short, maybe like 3 minute video. So first, we're going to the M4. Now, there's different type of M4 classes. Like, there's hundreds out there. You search it up online. But the most common you want to use for Warzone is a heavy hitter M4. Just because the bullet penetration and the whole, like, you just want to get your enemy down as fast as you can. So it's definitely one of the guns you want to start off with. And it also works well with COD SMG. I sometimes use this, no lie. But yeah, like I was saying, this is probably my favorite class, one of my favorite classes to use Warzone, other than the Grau. I recently changed up my Grau class, and I'm really debating on how I like it or not, because the only reason that I really changed it, because really the pros have started doing this. So before, for my rear grip, I used to have the XRK Void 2. Now, I took that off to put this VLK scope, which apparently is, honestly, I should have kept this on because mobility is really slow now. I realize that, but it's really like it's kind of I try to balance out my classes, especially. Now, the Grau already was overpowered. You can shoot people from far distances and do an insane amount of damage. Now, this VLK just ups it up a little bit, so it really comes in clutch during endgame, I would say, because that's when you're like, it's not too far but not too close, but you want to know where your enemies are. You want to make sure that your shots hit. This helps with the accuracy a lot. As you can see in the bottom left, my accuracy, my range is increased by a tremendous amount because of this. And you can see, I know Big Star is using it. I know a bunch of Courage is using this type of Grau class. But honestly, I don't know if it really helps that much. Depends on your eyes and like what frames you're running. But since I'm on console, I'm always running 60 FPS. It's a curse. But hopefully sooner or later, next gen coming out this year, or this year for holiday time. So hopefully we can jump on that early. Now, like I said, now let's go in the second part of the classes. So for the second part of the Grau, since I use it far range and medium range, close range with the mobility, like I lower the mobility a lot with having the VLK on top of it, which for some reason I don't know how little scope can make mobility decrease by so much. So to balance that out, I used a blueprint for the MP5. This MP5 is more of a harder hit blueprint. It does a lot of damage, but the accuracy is awful. And yeah, it's not awful, but it gives you a lot of recoil, if you know what I mean. If you didn't know, a lot of heavy hitter guns are gonna give you more recoil, which is like not usual with SMGs. SMGs usually give you low recoil because the bullets are usually not as heavy, but just shoot at a faster rate. And yeah, so now to the Grau class, which is I think I just did the Grau. My M4, my bad, is that the right one? M4. Now it says AX50, but usually I run an HDR because the M4A1 really long range is not the best for it. You can use a close range at a certain extent, I guess you can say, but where like a certain extent where like you'll do good, but it's not the best close range gun possible. I mean, people who are running those MP7s, MP5s are still gonna be able to kill you, but the likelihood of those guys getting even that close to you in the first place is pretty rare. So I usually run an HDR. Like if you run any sniper in Warzone, you're gonna want to run an HDR class without a doubt. An AX50 is gonna do you nothing. There's honestly the sniper classes that you use now, like the AX-50 and the HDR, I honestly don't see how they're like if you hit headshots with HDR, it's good, but the snipers that they give you, I mean, that you can make yourself, like class like setup and everything about that, they're not as good as compared to the snipers that they give you in the game. So that's really comes down to like what you prefer in sniper. Like I know, I forgot what this sniper was called. It was like the .50 cal. Yeah, .50 cal. That one's way better than any HDR class. If you have a golden one, at least, it's better than any HDR class you can make. I promise you that. So you gotta be really careful with your snipers. Usually, I just run the growl and the flood, and that's how I got my wins. You know what I mean? I was running that exact loadout right there, and I got my win. The M4. It also depends on your teammates, obviously, but I just say I got my wins with just using the ground and the MP5. Now I have scavenger on, but I would usually be running cold-blooded for Warzone, just because of those thermal scopes. Even though that's increased a lot in the beginning of Warzone, a lot of people were using thermal scopes. Or I would do scavenger, because that's good, because you tend to use a lot of ammo, especially when you have those guns like an MP5 or a growl, which they consume a lot of bullets. Or double time, I guess that can become effect. Pretty much any of these, like top 4 right here, I would see using. But obviously this one I wouldn't use at all. Quick fix I wouldn't use at all. Overkill, yeah, because try to balance out the class. And then tracker, yeah, that's what I would probably use without a doubt. I don't know if I would use any of the other ones. Maybe battle hardened, but that's pretty much it. I use a frag grenade, and then I don't usually use a snapshot grenade. I would go with a heartbeat sensor. I usually change the class right before I go into a Warzone game, and then same thing. I would probably run the same things on the M4. But yeah, I probably run double time on the growl more likely, just because the mobility is really slow, and yeah, and even on the. I mean, the mobility is obviously way faster than the MP5, but switching to the MP5 and the growl, it's like, you know what I mean? Well, that's going to be it. This is Gamers Fury, signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed these 2 classes. Make sure to like, subscribe, guys. I'm really trying to hit 40 subscribers. If we can do that, that would be amazing. Tell your friends, tell your family. I don't know. But this is Gamers Fury, signing off. Catch you in the next